It is a place where the truth should be carried.
The arts and music scene really shows what people are about.
Share what's going on here in York.
It makes you feel like a family.
Local art has a face that most people can relate to.
Our community up here that sticks together.
Art is art.
Great potential with great artists, poets, singers, writers, directors, filmmakers. It's fantastic.
Everyone has a story to tell.
That moment, you have to capture that moment and share it with the rest of the world.
Showing something that maybe has not been seen before.
Without art, what good is life?
I am art. I've been art ever since I was born.
It really adds a great deal to our community.
We don't really need art to exist, but you need art to live.
Culture in Maine is important, and I think playing out is important, and playing open mics and playing wherever you can play. It's all about us all checking in with each other.
Down the broad flanks of the Susquehanna River, on both sides of the muddy Mason-Dixon, across state lines of pine and mountain laurel. There's a work dance in progress, a culinary creation gestating a brand new nation. There's something cooking in the eastern kitchens, something aromatic being prepared in the kind-hearted sculleries, something fine and fresh served up with soul. Read the recipes, one and all. Something human is happening here, and these angels are necessary. So it began. An idea came from one empty belly, where sound became word, and the word gurgled true like a white-hot tattoo. Simple, terrifying, choked and nearly broken. The word whispered itself as a scream of exhaustion, and the word was hunger. The world so close at hand to me. Hunger. And truly, it has been written that the famished are the last to be heard on this planet, until the dead once again sing as clear as the birds, and the towers of wealth have crumbled the sand. The stranger becomes friend with the reach of a hand. So too, this truth was born from one empty belly, and with pledge spread golden and shared among us, we came to an ancient vow and made it new. And we said that all who are hungry shall be fed, and the words became the work of nourishment, and the words became the many people who heard them. and so the words became a dance. What a sight to see this sharing by the grief, this sanctuary free, where hope demands no fee. It's all kinds of people come through the welcoming door, all colors of the rainbow, all ages of the spectrum, and surely all languages of the Lord. Sometimes it seems that my whole country's whole history is walking toward me in the late afternoon in this kitchen. Some of them come off the wind-blown streets. Some come empty out of silent rooms. Some come grateful for their child's next meal. Some come searching for that special one. Some are veteran of the economic wars, carrying too many losses, too few wins. Some look like the bones strewn on the slashed sides of Golgotha itself. Some seek merely to hear a voice besides their own in their head. Some come with their brains in a fiery debate, which bills to pay, which ones can wait. Some have lost their future before it even began. Tomorrow taken up by an American circumstance. Taken by accident, taken by foreign conflict. Tomorrow slashed by the money changers, taken by the slash wrist politician pens, sucked up by a syringe and rot gut, taken by the fire in the real estate night. The future pink slipped on a black ice road out there, lost in the gloom of the factory's very last day, lost in the cigar smoke of legal double talk. Lost the men in shoots coming around with long limousines. Lost the promises that no one ever expected to be kept. Yeah, we dream. And sometimes when the world turns toward the cold, only one question remains. If the future is taken and hope has been repossessed, what exactly is left in this place you call home? Perhaps tomorrow I'll expect you to answer that question. Perhaps we have always known the answer, and so they come. Even when backs bent and heads held high, and I tell you it is not so very long before they hear the song, and I see what they see upon these kitchen floors in the houses of the Lord, where men and women are getting busy at the very burners of resurrection. Here comes a menu, y'all. It's great to grow old. Especially when I'm related to women. Indeed, I see what these people must see when I stop and look around for a second, and it is remarkable. This notion turned into motion. And all across my eye screen, a moving circle of engaged energy radiates out like some kind of karmic action. 50 hands in a mudra, marvelous, man and woman and child, 100 fingers efficiently flying a fandango, fabulous feet, inventing their own raucous rhythms. I'm telling you, it's a blue-collar, blue-apron ballet. It's a two-step peel and prep. It's a mighty nice slice and dice. It's a shimmy shake, boil and bake. It's a 3-course tour de force with a salad to open. And just like you're hoping, there is music in this thing. Yeah, it's a meatloaf moonwalk and a fried chicken cha-cha. It's mashed potatoes and stewed tomatoes and German-speaking coleslaw. It's a righteous rumba, ravioli and meatball sauce to plenty. Down the street, it's $10 a plate. In here, it don't cost a penny. It's a taco tango with beans cooked. Dos! With salsa and cheese and some jitterbug rice. There's Creole shrimp and pierogies in butter. There's a man and a woman. They're kissing each other. There's Bolshoi burgers and thick beef stew. There's, say it with me, jambalaya. Is that excellent or what? And pasta vessel. There's a ham humming right off the bone. There's greens and yams from way down home. There's tuna casserole doing a tarantella. You want to see in the rain? We even got umbrellas. There's carrots and celery and a chicken soup waltz. There's clam chowder too. That's low on the salt. There's a lime dance of pies, Mr. Barish, from apple to cherry. There's key lime sublime and a bowl of strawberries. You want some more coffee? No problem. Just give me a minute. Give me a couple of seconds to watch all this exuberant, neighborly, ordinary, extra magic. Just let me take it in. This dance of the sacred cooking fire, this mystical plate jumping, this hand to table to mouth, to belly to soul to satisfaction. Just give me one more minute so I can become just as full up inside as what I see around me, where I feel my heart growing again. Little by little, spoon by fork, aroma by aroma. Just let me inhale all this so I can remember now and always where my truest nourishment comes from. Just one more minute, if you please. And while you're waiting, maybe take a moment for yourself. Take a look around. Who's here tonight? In this place, in this town, on this rainy night, in your town, in your country. Take a look around at who's knocking on your very life's door, waiting for you now to finally open it. Take a quick second for that, will you? And I'll be right back with your second cup of coffee. Thank you.
Watch out, you might get what you're after. Cool, babies, strange but not a stranger. I'm an ordinary guy, burning down the house. Hold tight, until the party's over. Hold tight, we're in for nasty weather. There has got to be a way, burning down the house. Here's your ticket, pack your bags, time for jumping overboard. Sensation is here. Close enough but not too far, baby, you know where you are. Fighting fire with fire. Go ahead now, all wet. Yeah, you might need a raincoat. Shake down. Dreams walking in broad daylight. 365 degrees. Burning down the house. It was once upon a place. Sometimes I listen to myself. Everything stuck together. People on their way to work. Well, baby, what do you expect? Gonna burst into flames. Go ahead, baby. And you have not seen nothing yet. Everything stuck together. I don't know what you expect staring in through that TV set. Starting fire with fire. Go ahead now. I'm burning down the house. I'm burning down the house.
Spread your verse over my moist flesh. Let the cadence caress my skin. You supply the rhythm, and I'll supply the rhyme. Put your poem between my legs, baby.
Whoa.
Let me taste your haiku on my tongue. Decorate my body with your sonnet. Touch me intimately with your ode. Come on, make my lyric tingle. Put your poem between my legs, baby.
This is not America. A man can walk the city streets without worrying of being stopped and frisked by police who view his black skin as suspicious and dangerous. This is not America. Any woman can get her birth control prescription filled on the dime or the insurance she receives from her employer. No questions asked. She is covered for anything medical, sans input from City Hall, Congress, or healthcare administrators. This is not America. A transgendered woman updates her driver's license, changing her sex from man to woman, her name from Mark to Melissa, and no one thinks twice about it. This is not America. For this country is free of fear of police brutality, and politicians do not decide a woman's choice for her, and individuals are able to self-identify in any manner they deem appropriate. But this is not America.
Holiday wishes. I've had my eye on this guy. His presence impresses me. I want him to undress me, lay me down, and dominate me. I could be his lioness if he was my mane. I could rub him down, alleviate his pain, as long as he promised the same and delivered. You see, this guy came to my work, a meager occupation of juggling smiles and forks. I saw him, he didn't see me, his eyes scanned quickly. He left instantly. I'd like to believe he was looking for me, that my own composure erode a need for more exposure. Could this be one step closer? More likely a coincidence of location in this free nation, aside from taxation, rising inflation, red tape situations. Oh, he could be my flotation. I'll send 1,000 paper boats to sea, each with a poem to enlighten and feed all the hungry eyes, anxiously awaiting a message to the single. I've been a very good girl. Okay, I've been a pretty good girl, Kris Kringle. Could you grant me my wish out of season? I could give you as many reasons as you need. How about cold milk and cookies? What does Santa really want? A young girl with a firm butt? I have a couple of friends I could recommend. Hey, Tooth Fairy, hear my plea. I have canines and molars and scissors, 4 wisdom teeth, and 2 tonsils is my best offer. Cupid, your deep love for the psyche, the mistrust of dark with light, scorn, shoulder, hot oil. I could extricate the boil in exchange, an arrow for a rekindled dame. Hey, Leprechaun, I have pieces of leather and some hammers for the cobbler's endeavor, if you put his pot of gold at the end of my rainbow. Easter Bunny, you are my last chance. How many eggs in trade for an unabashed romance? How many for a lay? I could muster the nerve, but I'll do it my way and leave my words but whispers for one more day.
I just wanna spend some time with you, share a rhyme or two every now and then. Conversation that may enlighten. Ooh, I just wanna spend some time with you, share a rhyme or two every now and then. Conversation. You see, I am the embodiment of expressed thought, the purest manifestation of the expressive arts, taking accountability for what I'm expressing to y'all. You see, it's destiny. I'm just expressing a call. Now, the key to my style is that I really have no style at all. I rip a page from my notebook, tack it to the wall, and spit, then let the words lay where they fall, engaging you long enough to keep you all enthralled, because the fire that I'll spit will get your mind engulfed. See, I went missing for a minute, but was always involved, and later for wordplay, I just grab a microphone and go off. I keep my nose to the grindstone, keep getting my grind on, spitting on any topic that I choose to put my mind on, the return of the realness. Fire burns, you can feel it, you can see it, you can hear it. No, you want it, but you fear it, you can touch it, you can taste it, mainline it, get wasted, making part-time skin poppers, full-time bass heads with a flow. So addictive and so unrestricted. Thought I'd give you some attention because I know what you've been missing. Yeah, you like it? Go on ahead and you can pay me when it's finished. How you checking in the clinic, try and get me out your system because I'm skilled. With precision, I could spit on a dime, plus I'm filled with a vision. I'm ahead of my time, and if I keep going forward, leaving heads behind, but if heads be so inclined to seek me out, then they'll find the immutable truth right here in these lines, the irrefutable proof right here in these rhymes. I make it do what it do until I'm reaching the sky, and I can jump off the roof and not die. I'm that fly. They call me SOULCRY, international award-winning poet. Now you know why. You see, I just wanna spend some time with you, share a rhyme or two every now and then. Conversation that may enlighten. Ooh, I just wanna spend some time with you, share a rhyme or two every now and then. Conversation. And this is the very moment that I extend my hand and invite you into my reality. Yes, my reality where I deal candidly and sometimes callously, and you see into me and we together experience truth and intimacy. Viewing my metamorphoses through my tantrums and my rages, my silent outbursts of violence and hatred, my melancholy meander through all of my life stages as I read what my soul cries and my heart bleeds upon these pages. You want to know why? Well, it's simple. Because the pages, see the pages, they don't lie. They speak honestly about all the shit that bothers me and exactly what is wrong with me. Because I'd rather kick rocks outside of your box and epitomize the word anomaly than to be drowning in a sea of mediocrity like so many of my peers who wear cement shoes of degradation and fear. I'm glad you took a seat. I'm glad you sat right there in that chair so you could lend me your ear until you could hear my pain and feel my tears running down your cheek as you attempt to dry them with your sleeve. It's these tears that I haven't had the courage to let out yet, but I needed your attention because I needed an outlet, and for that reason I was probably ousted from a government job, so I took a chance on coupling a piece of paper with a drawing apparatus and make them dance. Matter of fact, I married a pen and a page, no strike that. I put together parchment with a writing utensil. Better still, a blank sheet with a pencil so I could write, erase, and recreate some shit that hits and sometimes seems nonsensical, but yet and still undoubtedly original, never feeding off of anyone else's residuals or excrement. Now listen carefully, you'll see where this poem was meant to go, to excellence. And Father, please forgive me for killing so many trees, but I needed these to utilize my ingenuity to create a paper mache stairway to climb and lead, then leave behind a paper trail for those that want to follow me, because I don't do this shit to get paid, and I don't do this shit to get laid. I spit this gift so I can get sprayed with showers of blessings from the hand of the very God by whom I've been made, because it's his gift. And every time I rhyme and spit, I'm giving it right back to him. But for now, I've taken my passion and carefully gift wrapped it and laid it at your feet in hopes that you would receive it. Cause I just wanna spend some time with you, share a rhyme or two every now and then. Conversation that may enlighten you. I just wanna spend some time with you, share a rhyme or two every now and then. Conversation. Thank you.
want to introduce my band one more time for those of you who weren't around here when I started. I'm using what's called a loop pedal up here, and it's by my feet down here, and when I step on it one time, it starts recording whatever I'm playing. If I step on it again, it starts instantly playing back whatever I just recorded. So it's kind of like being in the recording studio. A lot of times you listen to an album, and everyone on that song of yours they wouldn't have recorded all those parts at the same time. So maybe you'll record the bass and drums first, and then the guitar later, and then the vocals later. But by the time you play it back, it sounds like it was all recorded at the same time. So that's kind of like what I'm doing up here live. So let's say, for example, I want to do something like, like maybe a folky little rhythm here, a little kind of bluegrass, folk, Dixieland sort of beat. You can call it what you will. I just call it music. But let's say I want to create a bluegrass band here. I'm going to try to do it all on this 4-string cigar box guitar and maybe pull out a bass a little later. So you start with a good rhythm, you start with maybe a foot tap. Maybe just move your body a little bit and then start strumming along until your strums match your body movements. Say, okay, that feels good. Let's record something. Let's have a little fun here. Alright, so I got one part there. Let's call that my rhythm guitar part. Now, if you're going to be in a bluegrass band, you got to get that mandolin player. The mandolin player is kind of like the snare drum of the bluegrass band. It just plays something real simple. In fact, if you have a mandolin player, you got to have a guitar pick. They usually just play what's called the backbeat, and that's the beat that kind of makes something funky. Just a little bit more rhythm, a little bit more syncopation. Bluegrass band, or at least a classic bluegrass band, without a banjo in there. And since I don't have another banjo either, I'll just do that on the cigar box guitar here too. So the banjo and the register falls somewhere between that guitar down here and that mandolin up here. So let's try to find some about here on the fretboard. Our three-piece here. But you can't have a bluegrass band. Well, I guess you can have a bluegrass band without a bass player, but come on, who wants to hear a bluegrass band without a bass player? Especially when you got a 35-pound bass made out of a bike tire or bike handlebars, whatever this is from a bike, and I think this came off of an old car, so whatever you want to call this, I'm going to play bass on it. There's a joke, there's an old joke I love. It's how many bluegrass bass players does it take to screw in a light bulb? 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5. like a bluegrass band, but you know, I've always been a big Doc Watson fan, and Doc Watson told me taught me that if you're going to be a bluegrass guitar picker, you got to use a flat pick. Seen a bluegrass band, they don't have a mixer out there in the audience, you know, mixing all the levels like a normal band. They got to move in and out of that microphone, but since I don't have microphones, I'm going to mix my little bluegrass band here. They all got to fall back in their little pocket. That's getting a little better. Let me move this guitar a little closer to the microphone. There we go.
This is called A Diver's Tale. Kneeling down before me in servitude, but not as my submissive, my protector, my obsession, my captor. You glide the shoe onto my foot, catch me watching you. Your eyes read my thoughts. Crimson crawls across my cheek and I lower my eyes, ashamed and excited. You know. Eyes closed, exhale, bite lip, head back, sounds escape as you slide your hand under my dress, slowly tracing the muscles in my calves. Continuing your fingers' journey, pressing deeply into my thighs, my flesh. I gasp, no sound, no breath. Fingers reach the lake that is formed between my thighs. diving deeper into the abyss. Some sailors never return from such mystical places. But you swim and glide and part the walls and dive deeper, finding the sunken treasure.
A wanting awaits that stimulates my mind. I want to feel yours. The way images move above and between the space that holds intellect and braces it with reality. An experience with another, circumstantial, unlike any object sought, engrossing an abstract essence of space in between the lines of reality to fanciful imagination, allowing my mind to meet yours with a touch that speaks when words are silent.
I have climbed highest mountains. I
drown, going nowhere, nowhere fast. Frothing, choking, this cannot last. Once a mile, now an inch. Ignore the warnings that I'm a bitch. Scared and hungry, I may bite. On a leash, I am full of fight. If I'm free to run and play, I may surprise you with sit and stay.
Green comes quick, alighting on perception sometimes before it's here even. Moving in shadows, its train of shimmers smears like wet leaves, one indistinguishable from the next. Echoes hemmed in translucent silver, soft as thunder, soft as thunder. Verde's voice is here, picking up in the same place as always, a brilliant conversationalist, in easy tones, so known, yet always a little new somehow. You were there, laced between the lines of exchange, hiding under cajoles, peeking through the holes in wide expostulations. Your Boaz eyes devour what I grasp at loosely, sweeping almost clutched concepts away as chaff. Like on this threshing floor, the haves admire my have-not and consider redemption only part of school. And Green speaks wisely, slowly, in small words for those whom keeping score matters. Green keeps moments savor sanguine, special pinches for the verder times to hand back in deep reflection. And Green sleeps, again in silent wonder, soft as thunder, soft as thunder. Thank you.
Why don't you love me like you used to do? How come you treat me like a worn out shoe? My hair's still curly and my eyes are still blue. Why don't you love me like you used to do? Ain't had no loving nor hugging nor kissing in a long, long while. We don't get nearer, further, closer than a country mile. Why don't you spark me like you used to do? Say sweet nothings like you used to cook. I'm the same trouble that you've always been through. Why don't you love me like you used to do? Like you used to be. How come you find so many faults with me? Somebody's changed, so let me give you a clue. Why don't you love me like you used to do? Ain't had no loving or hugging or kissing in a long, long while. We don't get nearer, further, closer than a country mile. Why don't you say the things you used to say? What makes you treat me like a piece of clay? My hair's still curly and my eyes are still blue. Why don't you love me like It was like giving sight to the blind, like a ship clearing through the fog and haze. But I must say fairly well, my Kathleen. I said I couldn't stay when I came. You must trust and believe my Kathleen. My ship will find your port once again. For now I must leave you. I'm the captain of my ship and crew. To get them home I must go back to sea. Once my job is done, back to you I will surely run. And together by your side I'll always be. But for now, I must say fairly well, my Kathleen. I said I couldn't stay when I came. You must trust and believe my Kathleen. My ship will find your ports. My ship will find your port. My ship will find your port once
I see it evolving, changing, growing, and I like it.
It's fleeting. Once it happens, once a song comes out, once a poem comes out, it'll never come out the same.
Some of the culture in Maine is documenting what's going on in a way that will have that lasting staying power.
It just breeds healthy growth. It's a necessity. It's a necessity, yes.